Happy Easter, boys and girls! It is Easter 2020. Now, before we get into anything, everybody's always been asking, what about Professor Pup? Nobody cares about Pierre the Professor, only Professor Pup. So, before we go any further, we have with us, yes, Professor Pup is here once again. Look at Professor Pup. Everybody say, hi, Professor Pup! Oh, look at her. She's so nice and soft. She got a bath for today's viewing. And, oh, she's not only a good assistant, she's a good dog. And you know what? She loves kids. And quite frankly, if there's one thing she loves more than kids, it's Milk-Bone treats, right? Oh, if you happen to ever see Professor Pup out on the street, bring her back to me. She's not supposed to be there. But if you happen to think about it and bring Professor Pup a Milk-Bone treat, she will be your friend for life. Good job, Professor Pup. Okay, now, we have covered Professor Pup. Now, who am I? I am, as you know, PR the Professor. You can call me PR the Professor. You can call me Professor. You can call me Dr. Professor Sir. Or you can call me my favorite name, Professor. Now, we have an experiment of all experiments today. Yes, it is Easter, and we are going to use the stuff on the table before you to tell you the Easter story. We have, in this scientific holder thingy, we have water, otherwise known by those of us in the professing ranks, H2O. We have, in this scientific holder thingy, vinegar. Yes, we have vinegar. Now, vinegar is helpful around the house for many things, but it smells yucky, and it tastes even yuckier. Don't ever drink vinegar. Nasty. Now, we also have in my table today toilet paper. Oh, there's a story about this toilet paper. This morning, I went to Mrs. Pastor Randy. I said, Mrs. Pastor Randy, can I have a roll of toilet paper? She said, no! No toilet paper for you! And I said, but Mrs. Pastor Randy, I want to do an experiment with the children. And she goes, oh, it's for the children. Then you can use my toilet paper. And, oh, that Mrs. Pastor Randy, she's got a heart for the children. What a wonderful woman she is. I don't know how Pastor Randy ever landed her. Don't have a clue. But, thankful to Mrs. Pastor Randy for allowing us to use the toilet paper. We have in this plastic holding thingy thing, we have some magic powder. It's not really magic, it's really baking soda. But it's not the soda that you drink. You don't want to drink this stuff either. Don't drink the vinegar, don't drink the soda. That's kind of our little off-the-cuff experimental advice for today. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to use these things, and we are going to talk about the resurrection story. This bag has the word tomb written on it. This is going to represent the tomb that they laid Jesus in. These different liquidities are going to represent preparing the tomb for Jesus' burial. This toilet paper is going to represent the linen wrappings, the cloths that they wrapped Jesus' body in before they put it in the tomb. And this baking soda is going to represent the actual body, or maybe the spices that they might have put on the body right before they put it in the tomb. Okay, are we ready? This is going to go quick. There was a couple of gentlemen, friends of Jesus. One was named Joe and one was named Nick. and they went to Pilate. After Jesus had died on the cross, his body was still on the cross, and they went to the governor and they said, can we please take Jesus' body off the cross? And that's exactly what they did. They took Jesus' body off the cross, and then they wrapped it in the linen wrappings that they wrapped Jesus' body in. They wrapped it, they put some initial spices on Jesus' body that they do for all dead bodies. And then they wrapped the body up, and they were getting it ready to put into the tomb. So remember, this represents Jesus' body. Before they put Jesus' body into the tomb, the Bible says this was a tomb that nobody had ever been in, so they needed to prepare the tomb. So they first prepared the tomb for Jesus' body. For example, in experimental purposes, we are using our liquids to prepare the tomb today. So the tomb for Jesus' body was all prepared. Now, be careful. Better be watching. This is going to go pretty quick. What's going to happen is when Easter Sunday morning, there was an earthquake, remember, right at the beginning of the morning. And it moved the stone away. Or maybe Jesus moved the stone away himself. But the bottom line is that stone was moved away so people could see that Jesus had risen from the dead. This experiment is going to show us the tomb is going to burst forth so people can see Jesus had raised from the dead. Here we go. Let's put it in our tomb. Let's seal our tomb up. There was an earthquake that morning, and